Hi everyone, my name is Shervanick and I'm the Southeast Right Whale Coordinator at NOAA Fisheries. I'm here to talk to you today about some work that we've been doing to characterize right whale detection south of Cape Canaveral. The data set includes data from 1935 to 2025, uh, everything south of Cape Canaveral, which includes the Gulf as they would have had to swim through water south of Cape Canaveral to get to the Gulf. The timeframes in the data, I primarily reference 1980 to 2025. There are 724 total sightings, of which 567 have IDs. If you look at the total data set, 1935 to 2025, 742 have sightings and 573 have IDs. Of the 573 that have IDs, this boils down to 148 unique individual animals. Some have come in 2 different years, 5 have come in 3 different years, and 1 has even come in 4 different years. And what that boils down to is 181 unique transits. And so I just want to draw your attention. The first part of this presentation is based on data from 1980 to 2025. The second part of this presentation is based on those 181 unique transits. This is maps of the decades. These are sightings from Cape Canaveral south through each decade. This is not a new phenomenon. Right whales have been detected south of Cape Canaveral consistently every decade since the 80s. This is the sightings, the minimum number of IDable sightings detected over time from 1980 to 2025. The blue bars represent the minimum number because in years in which we had sightings but IDs could not be made, it couldn't be determined if those were animals that had already been seen or new animals that had not yet been detected in that year south of Canaveral. So, for example, in 2015, 5 animals were ID'd, but there were 3 other sightings, a pair and a single, that could have been new animals or animals that had already been detected. In the 45 years of consistent data collection, there has only been 3 years where right whales were not detected south of Cape Canaveral. And I think that's pretty incredible because we don't have any dedicated monitoring effort down here. So primarily, these are all based on opportunistic observations. And then there's 5 years where right whales were detected, but IDs could not be made. This is the same data, but it's broken up. The dark blue is now broken up into mom-calf pairs, so a mom and a calf, or individuals who are not part of a mom-calf pair. And what you'll see here is that in every year where there has been IDable detections, all but 3 have included mom-calf pairs. So 1984 was a long time ago, early on in the research days. 2018, there were no mom-calf pairs that year. And 2025, which was infamously Koal and Curlew's vacation. So now I'm switching to the entire data set. So from 1935 to 2025, there have been 181 unique transits. And primarily, those transits are mom-calf pairs. And in recent years, it's actually been first-time moms. The next most common demographic is juveniles and yearlings. And then adult females, some of which are reproductive females, either before or after their detection south of Canaveral. And then very rarely are adult males seen south of Cape Canaveral, and 2 of them were entangled. So I'm not going to read anything on this, but feel free to pause it and read some of this information. And then some key takeaways. Right whales are detected south of Cape Canaveral essentially every year. It's not an atypical or unusual transit. The vast majority, again, of the observations in this data set are opportunistic. There were some years where the number of right whales in the southeast was so high that there was aerial survey effort diverted south of Canaveral to capture the vast amount of animals in those years. But in all likelihood, because we don't have dedicated monitoring, what we are detecting is an underestimate. Moms and calves are the primary demographics seen south of Cape Canaveral. There are no protections there other than the 500-yard approach rule. So there are no seasonal management areas, and that is not part of critical habitat. Pardon my spelling error. And additionally, broadcast notice to mariners through the Coast Guard are issued in response to sightings south of Cape Canaveral. They are not issued throughout the season as they are done in other parts of the area. And then it's just really interesting to think about the relationship, the matrilineal relationship between a lot of the right whales in this data set. Moms have had calves who have then taken their calves south of Canaveral, especially the linkages from the early research days and that the last right whale was hunted south of Cape Canaveral. So the use of this waters has been really interesting to think about and to look through this data. Thanks to every one of the data contributors and all of the people who report opportunistic sightings in order to have data like this in the future. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email's on the screen. Thank you.